Okay, you guys are going to have to help me understand this. Because I only have one thought, one opinion, and I'm only on one side of this. I really think that this is it's getting ridiculous at this point. I think that none of this has ever made sense, and I think that a lot of it is just self-indulged, woe is me, pity party behavior. At this point, I don't even know how to identify this individual, but this person here has a sob story to explain how she, how, I want to say it's she, maybe wanting to be a he, how they were mistreated because they were wrongfully identified. But this isn't just your normal walking up in the street, how I'm doing it, wrongfully identifying, it's hard to tell what you are kind of a deal. This was done in one of the most interesting ways because it wasn't intentional. But the emotions you're getting ready to see, oh boy, you would think that there was intent behind the pain that she's going to express that she endured. Let's get into this.
I'm trying to go get your medication. I literally walk up there, the lady on the phone is like, oh, can I have your last name? And so I give it to her. She's like, oh, okay, I'll meet you out there and I'll give you your prescription, right? So I'm waiting and she comes out and then she says, oh, is this for? And then she says my dead name. And I'm like, my name is Rylan. And she just looks at me. And then she puts the medication on the table and shuts the door and locks it behind her. Every fucking day, there's just no fucking break from being dehumanized. On the internet, in person, doesn't matter. It's fucking everywhere.
She was going to get medication from a pharmacy, hospital, what have you. And when she gets to the counter, they verify medication like they typically do. They get your ID, verify your name that's on the prescription, make sure that we are actually issuing this prescription to the right person. And what she said in there is that she said my dead name for people who didn't catch that. And this is terminology that people in the transgender LGBTQ community that they use when they've made a transformation from one gender to the next, one person to the next, one idea to the next. This is terminology that they use. That's their dead name. So I'm not that person's dead, and the person that lives now is Ryla or Rylan or whatever she was saying here. And she took offense to that and took more offense to the fact that the lady just put the medicine on the counter and walked away. Let me tell you guys something. It's because people aren't dealing with this. People have had enough. This doesn't make sense. And for her to go inside of her car and post a video in shambles, crying, woe is me, pity partying the whole thing, over something that wasn't even done intentionally, this proves that this is a mental illness thing. I'm just going to say it. This needs prayer. This needs rebuke. There's a lot of things because we need to pay attention to the fact that actually nothing happened to this individual. But from this clip and from this video that she posted, you would think that she just experienced someone spitting in her face, someone calling her out of her name. I don't want to hear no one saying, well, they did call her out. They didn't call her out of her name. Just because you change the way you dress, just because you get a haircut, it doesn't make you the new person that you are. It doesn't automatically make you a man. Just because you wake up in the morning and say, Hey, I'm going to identify as this person and this is my new name. That does not make it your new name. Now, anybody in the world can change their name. There's just a process you have to go through. Go through that process if that's what you want to go through. But the people in the world, we're not going to play guess who. We're not doing that anymore. It's enough. Enough is enough. It just doesn't make sense. And for her to say that, oh, every day it's dehumanizing. It's dehumanizing. My thought on the entire thing when it comes to the Botox, the surgeries, the transformations, everything that's involved, that's dehumanizing. That's mutilation. It's self-mutilation. You're dehumanizing yourself. As a human, as a woman, as something that she was created to be, you're dehumanizing that. For the sake of what? A protest? To feel alive? To feel a part? No, this is an example of what I feel that a lot of people, that's why I say you got to go back far enough, and it will be a psychological disadvantage of where these people have never been understood. They've never been accepted. Sometimes there's abuse that has taken place in their childhood growing up. That's why I say that these things need prayer. Yeah, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. And it's not necessarily I'm frustrated at her. I'm frustrated with the demons that take over these people and take over their minds and make them think that they're held captive and that everyone's against them and that no one's against you. But if her name is Rylan and that's what she wanted her name to change to, she should have put in a proper change and she should have went through the correct methods to get that name changed. Now, when people are walking in establishments, man, you got to realize these people are at work. I'm not concerning myself with who you are, what you are, and all this. I remember I worked at a job and there was like a process we had to go through when we were admitting people and helping people out and counseling them. And for a while, you go into gender, specifics, and it's either a male, it's either a female. But over time, it's like they wanted to start doing training so we can understand and learn that when these people come in and they need help and they need assistance and they need counseling and they need support, they want us to know who they are and how to approach them so they don't get offended. Let me just make it plain and simple. When it comes to the LGBTQ community, transgenders, all this, the new pronouns, the zers, zix, they, them, their, thou, when it comes to all of that, I do not think that the public, that the community is responsible for getting to know who these people are. I think they themselves really need to take some time to sit down in front of a mirror in a quiet room and figure out who they are. Because we're not the ones that are lost. We're not the ones that are confused. We know what things are. We know what a man is. We know what a woman is. I think the people in this community can get lost at times. And it's unfortunate that she's sitting there dealing what she's dealing with, crying, feeling like, no one cares or she's not seen or anything like that. But this is something that I think a lot of people don't realize, that you think that it's going to be some liberating, ooh, I'm taking off the shackles. And it's liberating because I came out or because now I'm a part of this very liberating community. But it's not. It's a work of the enemy. It's a work of the devil. It's evil work. And what people don't realize is that this is the fruit that lifestyle bears. I mean, on the forefront, everything is about happiness, pride. Ooh, we having a great time. Everything is just all good. But in reality, they're not doing okay. They're not doing okay. And that's why they need God. I don't mean that sarcastically, man. I really don't. But it's just sad. And I feel that it has gotten ridiculous. Like it's gone too far at this point. If you want to do this and you want to be transgender and you want to transform and you want to go about your life, do it. But that's something that you wanted to do and you went off and you did it and you weren't looking for the approval of other people. Because like everyone's looking for the approval of man, but no one cares about the approval of God these days. Everyone wants man. You guys need to approve us. You need to accept us. You need to understand. But no one wants to be accepted by Christ. No one wants to understand Christ. We are not in battle. Straight people, homosexual people. We're not in battle. No. But everyone's in a battlefield against adversaries, against demonic forces and other realms, principalities. And that's exactly what this is. And she's got to fight it off. And we can help by praying entirely, not just for her, but the community in general. That the eyes that are willing to be open, that they be opened. Because not everyone's going to open their eyes. Some people are going to stay to where they at. They want to stay in their own ignorance because ignorance is bliss. It truly is. Oh, it truly is. So some people are going to stay right there. But we can pray that the people whose eyes are willing to be opened, that they be opened. And that they see that this is a trap. And there's no good in this thing. That's all I got for you guys, man. I appreciate you guys staying this long. To the next one. I'm out.